Let's summarize the male reproductive system. It starts with the testis and the scrotum. The testis is where we create the sperms. Testis also creates testosterone, the testosterone hormone, which is responsible for the secondary male development. This testosterone is also responsible for regulating the sperms. And the scrotum is the one that sort of protects the testes. It also helps it hang below the body because creating sperms requires temperature slightly lower than the body temperature. So it also ensures it's slightly cooler. Okay, once the sperms are created, what happens? Well, they usually sit over here, but then once the penis is stimulated during, say, a sexual act, the sperms now will enter into this yellow colored tube. Again, it's not really yellow in color. I've just shown it as drawing over here. But that tube is what we call the vas deferens. So this whole tube is the vas deferens, and your sperms will now enter over here. What happens next? Now the sperms want to go from here to here into the penis and out of it to go into the vagina eventually. But the problem is, for that, they need a lot of nutrition. They need some mobility, which they don't have right now. That's where these two glands come in. We call them, this is the seminal vesicle, and this is called the prostate gland. What do? They will add some secretions. Those secretions are the ones that are going to give the sperms the nutrition. It's going to give the sperm the required mobility. So when the sperms come into this tiny duct, tiny pipe over here, the secretions from this gets added, and now we finally get semen. The semen is basically sperms with all the secretions from them, which is now ready to go into the vagina. But there's one last problem. What is that? Well, you can see that the pipe through which it goes into the penis is the urinary. It's the same pipe through which the urine goes. It's the urethra. So the urine and the semen will share the same pipe. So what's the problem here? Well, what if there is some urine over here? The urine could be acidic and it could be bad for our sperms. That's why before the semen enters into the penis, there is this one last gland. It's going to add its secretions into this pipe, into the urethra, to make sure that it cleans the urethra. It nicely lubricates the urethra. So it prepares the urethra for the semen. Now everything is ready. Now the semen can enter into the penis, and by this time the penis will be erect so that it becomes easier for it to eject the semen out of it with a high speed. And now the semen can enter into the vagina and make its journey over there. So this is basically how the male reproductive system works.